The Mule and His Riches. They say pride can make even the humblest creature feel 10 feet tall. And on a dusty mountain road, beneath a blazing gold afternoon sun, a mule named Bramble was already walking as if the world bowed beneath his hooves. Bramble wasn't usually like this. Most days, he trudged quietly behind his master's cart, steady as stone and twice as patient. But today was different. Draped across his back were two heavy chests, bound in iron and sealed with wax. Inside them, treasures. Coins that shimmered like sunrise, jewels that could buy entire fields, riches that whispered promises with every jostling step, and Bramble heard every one. As he climbed the winding path, he lifted his head higher, ears flicking with exaggerated confidence. Birds perched in the trees above him, startled as he announced, "Make way! A noble beast passes." The birds blinked at each other. "Noble?" one chirped. "A mule?" The other questioned. But Bramble didn't slow down. If anything, he walked with a swagger, as much swagger as a mule could muster. Dust blossomed beneath his hooves like applause. The wind flapped his worn harness as if saluting him. Even the shadows seemed to stretch long and dramatic behind him. Behind Bramble, his master, a quiet merchant with sun-cracked hands, watched the mule's theatrical stride and sighed with a shake of his head. But the mountain road had a way of humbling those who climbed it. As Bramble strutted around a narrow bend, he caught sight of a passing traveler, a lean old horse with ribs showing through his coat. The horse paused, eyes tired but kind. "Quite the load you carry," he said gently. Bramble puffed out his chest. "Ah, yes, my riches. Impressive, aren't they?" The old horse blinked, unsure he'd heard correctly. "Your riches?" "Of course," Bramble declared. "Only a creature of great worth bears such fortune." The horse said nothing, but in his silence was a wisdom Bramble did not hear. Moments later, the path turned steeper. Loose stones shifted beneath Bramble's hooves. The sun dipped behind a cloud, shadows cooling the air. A gust of wind swirled dust around him. Bramble stumbled under the chest's weight, suddenly far heavier than before. His legs trembled, his breath hitched, and his master hurried forward. "Easy, Bramble," the merchant murmured, steadying him with firm hands. "You carry treasure, yes, but it is not yours, and it never made you more valuable than you were before." Those words struck deeper than any stumble. As the merchant gently adjusted the load, Bramble felt the truth settle into his bones. The treasure glittered, but it wasn't what made him useful, or loyal, or worthy. He was valued not because of what he carried, but because of who he was. Quietly, humbled, Bramble lowered his head and resumed the climb. No swagger now, just steady steps, honest ones. And as he walked, the wind seemed to soften. The shadows warmed. The mountain road stretched calmly ahead, patient and forgiving. In time, Bramble realized something simple, something freeing. A burden of riches is still a burden, but the strength to carry it, that was his gift, and it had nothing to do with gold. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow.